trucks to build interstates and industries and communities, livelihoods, and neighborhoods. Americans needed vehicles worthy of who they are and what they can do. So, he built them a truck.
Everyone says they want to change the world. But not everyone will. We are not everyone.
The Fieldhouse in Pierre is your premier spot to watch all the sports, from your local Govs and Lady Govs, as well as Buffs and Lady Buffs, all the way up to your favorite big league teams. Kick back and relax with a pizza, nachos, burgers, or one of our air-fried appetizers. Wash down the food with your pick from our array of premium beverages. Between the action, be sure to check out the unique and plentiful memorabilia throughout the building. We can't wait for you to come in and watch the games with us broadcast on liveticket.tv. The Fieldhouse in Pierre.
DRG Media Group Sports is the official voice of the Pierre Governors.
Knowles wants to run again, and he's got room. 40, 30, foot race to the 10, 5, and a touchdown. Pierre will come back and set up Avery Kaiser on the outside left through the block, and that's down.
The official voice of the Pierre Governors, River 92.7, and also at the River 92.7 page of the DRG News app, brought to you by Golden Buffalo and DRGnews.com.
Dosey's Signs in Chamberlain isn't your run-of-the-mill sign shop. Todd and Doug take the time to listen to your needs and come up with an innovative and effective design to fit your budget and take your advertising to the next level. Dosey specializes in any size or event sporting banners, storefronts and awnings, and letters or numbers for windows, vehicle boats, and enclosed trailers. Need something more flashy? We can do a vehicle wrap, illuminated signs, billboards, and LED lighting. If you can dream it, we can design and build it. Dosey's is a proud sponsor of local sports and communities activities. At DK Auto Repair in Pierre, we take pride in our fast and professional auto service. Our well-trained techs specialize in transmission repair, tune-ups, brake service, suspension engine repair, auto diagnostics, and general maintenance repairs and oil changes. Making sure you and your family get from point A to point Z and all points in between is what motivates us to provide you exceptional service. At DK Auto Repair, we proudly support every Pierre Governors event, the students involved, and their families.
Pierre Governors had a wonderful start. 4 matches, no goals allowed, and then came the top-ranked Aberdeen Central Golden Eagles last Saturday at Swisher Field in Aberdeen, and they stopped Kira Swenson's team cold, a 4-0 loss. But the Governors remain in the top 5 in the coaches poll. They come back home to the PILC Soccer Complex today. Pierre Governor Girls Soccer is against the Watertown Arrows on GoGovs Live and at the River 92.7 page at the DRG News app and at DRGnews.com. Hi, everyone, with Big Daddy Dave Williams, David Burrell. Glad to be back with you as the Governors' wonderful start. Dave, when you and then ran into really the cream of the crop in AA girls soccer on Saturday, a chance to come back home against a Watertown team that's had a little bit of a success, but you get knocked back on your heels like that, you want to get right back on the pitch and get going, and this Governors team does today.
Yeah, they've got that chance, and being back at home, that's a nice little boost for you too, and kind of collect yourself, get back on track, and get things going for the remainder of the season. After running into a tough team, sometimes you just got to go that's going to happen, and just collect yourself, pick it back up, and off you go.
Now, they are always, what they are this year, that Aberdeen Central team. But the Governors right back at it for new head coach Kira Swenson, just the second head coach in the history of this program. Of course, girls soccer in Pierre goes back to the early 20-teens. And with some big shoes to fill, taking over for Sydney Zanin, who, of course, led this program to back-to-back state championships in 2017 and 18. The legendary game in the snow in Rapid City in 2018 when the Governors, with Katie Williams scoring first and then the own goal in the second half, defeated Stevens 2-0 to take that second straight title. Rough year in Coach Zanin's last year with just a few wins, but they have started well this season as they look for win number 5. They're second in the seed points. Guess who's number 1? Aberdeen Central at 5-0. So an interesting match, and just like the boys, Dave, girls got to mind what they're doing. You know, Watertown will want to come in here and make a little bit of a statement.
Yeah, you don't want to come out thinking it's going to be a walkover. As the boys found out, you've still got to play your game. You got to play tough, and try to force your type of game. And that's what the boys ran into. Is Watertown was able to make it the way they wanted to. So the girls got to come out, play their style of game, stay within themselves, and they could walk away with another win. If you are just being with us and you weren't earlier, the Governor boys had to settle for a 3-3 draw with a still winless Watertown team, but the Arrows played very well today. But it was the second goal of the game for Ryland Dairy in the 72nd minute that saved the 3-3 ball. But I think more correctly, the play of Carson Aharts in goal. He had to make 10 saves today, 18 Watertown shots. He made several big saves and is really the biggest reason Pierre got out of the game with 1 point. Yeah, he definitely earned himself, as we were talking about, the man of the game, because if it wasn't for him, they'd have walked off with a loss in that game. The lineup's being introduced. Watertown, right in front of us, as you see, they're wearing white, purple and gold, their school colors. Midfielder is Reagan Campbell, a junior. Riley Campbell, a junior. Sophie Canasa, a sophomore defender. Shelby Spild is a freshman defender. Hannah Wahlberg, a senior, wearing 12. 3 for Reagan Campbell, 4 for Riley Campbell. Canas number 9, Spild number 11, Wahlberg 12. Lydia Buckley, 14 for Watertown. Elizabeth Olson is a junior, 16. Aspen Reynolds, wearing 17, is a sophomore midfielder. Katie Fisher is a 7th grader, a midfielder. McKenna Blank, an 8th grader, so a very young Watertown team. And their keeper is Caitlin Hansen, a junior. It'll be Jenna Gehring, of course, the starting goal for Pierre. Jenna had one really big match earlier this season, a win over Sioux Falls Roosevelt. When the Governors held on to defeat the Rough Riders, Jenna had to make 12 saves, including 2 quick ones right in the last seconds of the match to save it. It was a day when the Governors were outshot in a big margin, a game when Roosevelt had 17 shots, but Gehring was the difference in net that day. Cayenne Beck, senior, up front, Brianna Sargent, sophomore, also starts for the Governors. Beck wearing number 2, Sargent number 3. Ellie Hughes, the junior, with several goals already this season, wearing number 9. Ryan Berry, number 10. Margaret Marr, the junior, wearing number 13. Gracelyn Taylor, the freshman, number 16. Rest of the Governors will be introduced in just a moment. Wind, again, still playing a factor. You will notice, if you were with us earlier, if you're not familiar with how things work, the boys play on one field here at the Pierre Indian Learning Center Soccer Complex and the girls on the other. So we're turned around from where we were earlier, but thankfully not looking into the sun. Neither one of us need that. But the Governors and the Watertown Arrows. And again, a little bit of a, as you look from right to left, a little bit of a tailwind. It's gusted at times, as it is, as you can hear at the moment. Governors in green about to be introduced, except for goalkeeper Jenna Gehring, of course, wearing the fluorescent yellow. You're at 4-1, Watertown at 2-4. As the Governors get introduced. Well, we take a little bit of a break, as they are.
Pierre Watertown coming up, girls soccer here at the Pierre Indian Learning Center Soccer Complex. The action's coming up here on GoGovs Live and at the River 92.7 page at the DRG News app and at drgnews.com.
Of all the things you can teach a child, how to handle money is one of the most important. Their knowledge, discipline, and control in the area of money will follow them wherever they may go, and in every area of their life. Teach them the facts of money. Dakota Plains Federal Credit Union, federally insured by NCUA. We're big on you.
We're small enough to know your name, but we're big on you. When you expect more, you expect more. When you expect more, Dakota Prairie Bank, providing great service right from the start. It's our promise to you that sets us apart. With every handshake and a smile, we go that extra mile. When you expect more, you expect more. When you expect more, Dakota Prairie Bank.
This is Randy Schumacher, owner of Capital City Monuments. When the time comes for you to consider the purchase of a memorial, be it ahead of time for yourself or for a loved one who has passed, I am here to help. I have 27 memorials on display in my office. We can design the memorial together when you visit. My reputation has been built on integrity, trust, and caring service to families. I am located across from Hardware Hank on Main Street. Thank you for the opportunity to serve you and your family at Capital City Monuments.
Briggs Trucking and Construction in Fort Pierre provides quality freight transportation services, cargo hauling, excavation, and demolition services. They also specialize in dirt and gravel work for everything from commercial work to new construction. Briggs Trucking and Construction will haul everything from light poles to farm and agricultural supplies. The bigger the job or the bigger the load, the better, as that is where their expertise really shines. Contact Briggs Trucking and Construction at 605-280-2848 or email them at cbriggs25@pi.midco.net to visit about your next project.
The Best Western Ramkota Hotel in Rapid City supports all South Dakota student athletes and their families. They are conveniently located off Interstate 90, close to downtown and minutes from the beautiful Black Hills. The Ramkota offers sports and family-friendly rates. Guests can relax for free in the indoor water park. They have 36,000 square feet of banquet and meeting space, and the award-winning Minerva's Restaurant and Bar is located on site. Best Western Ramkota welcomes everyone to beautiful Rapid City, South Dakota.
When you're in the need for high-quality replacement auto parts, look no further than Zander Auto Parts and Machine Shop in Pierre. Zander's has been servicing the Pierre area for over 40 years. Their professional parts techs can get you the part you need and get you back on the road. Stop by Zander Auto Parts and Machine Shop at 500 West Sioux in Pierre or call 224-9221. Zander's, your source for domestic and foreign auto parts and accessories.
We have set to the Watertown lineup. Let's set the Governors. The keeper wearing 0, Jenna Gehring. Avery Davis, one of the strikers, and one of the captains, the senior number 1. Cayenne Beck, number 2, the senior in green. Brianna Sargent, the sophomore, wearing 3. Camden Kuipers, another one of the captains. Junior midfielder wearing number 8. Ellie Hughes, number 9, a junior. Ryan Barry, the sophomore midfielder, wearing 10. Margaret Maher, the junior, 13. Ireland Templeton, the freshman who had a goal last week, number 14. Gracelyn Taylor, another freshman, starting number 16. And the 8th grader, Jasmine Yost, also starting for the Governors with a fairly young team for head coach Kira Swenson, 4-1 in her first season. And Avery Davis on the ball to get it started now at the Pierre Indian Learning Center Soccer Complex. And we hope you enjoy the action here on GoGovs Live and at the River 92.7 page of the DRG News app and at drgnews.com. This is Aspen Reynolds, 17 in white. Reagan Campbell playing it up ahead for Watertown, coming in with a record of 2-4. So the Governors know, come out, play hard. Not that they didn't Saturday, they certainly did, but ran into a superb team. And, well, that Aberdeen Central Golden Eagle team really took it to this Governor girls team. But a chance to come back and play on their home field and get it right once again. Record of 4-1. Second in the seed points. Very early on in the season, whole lot of soccer remaining. Riley Campbell, the junior. Can't miss those shoes.
Not at all.
Or, for that matter, those of Shelby Aspen Reynolds. That is, what do you call that? That's not quite highlight green. That's lime green.
Yeah, I would go with lime.
Okay.
Yes.
Here in the forest green, of course. Katie Fisher playing it ahead. A game stuck in the midfield so far. Ryan Barry trying to handle it. Good job to do so after she had fallen over the ball, then regained it well.
Yeah, really worked hard for that, keep control of it, and they decide to work it back and start fresh.
With Brianna Sargent and now Cayenne Beck. And Kira Swenson almost made a play. That would have been her nature. Kira Swenson, the Governor girls head coach, was an outstanding defender at Northern State. In fact, she is in that school's Hall of Fame for how well she played soccer for the Wolves in the decade of the 2000s. And she takes over this Governor program after Sydney Zanin decided to just step away and concentrate on the restaurant business. And he's got a good restaurant, by the way.
Most definitely.
Mm-hmm.
Good stuff there.
Barry again trying to battle for it and works it to Kuipers, and this is Cayenne Beck. Neither team with a real good rush yet. And that one stopped by Gracelyn Taylor. Aspen Reynolds, again for McKenna Blank for Watertown, sending it intended for Fisher, but the 8th grader Yost is there to take it. 4th minute.
Neither of them really taking a foothold, kind of still feeling each other out is what it seems like.
Very measured start, isn't it?
It is.
Temperature around 80 degrees. A little bit of a wind. Again, mostly with the team in this half, that's Watertown that moves from right to left. At the top of the D, it comes in to be cleared out by Sargent. Sophie Khanna's trying to move ahead, but Yost is back there, and now Gary will have another touch. And Jenna Gehring will kind of start things out again in a match that is having a very deliberate beginning. 3-3 between Watertown and Pierre in the boys' action earlier today, in case you missed it. Good job by the Arrows. Wanted a win, played well enough to win, frankly. Had to settle for the draw, and the Governors were glad to have the even score after 80 minutes on Ryland Dairy's second with just under 8 minutes to go. Reynolds. Back into Riley Campbell.
Right now, neither team really giving up too much ground when it comes to the other team wanting to get into the offensive zone. It's really been in the middle of the field.
Haven't had anything close to an opportunity, much less a shot. And Watertown with Fisher just sitting back and playing it ahead. And you got to think that if they can do this for 80 minutes, they'll be happy. And they tried for through ball, but too far for Lydia Buckley right there. Let's see if Camden Kuipers can start something here for the Govs. A little too far for Avery Davis.
You know, the right idea, trying to make something happen and get something going, but, you know, not forcing it at the same time, just falling back, playing defense, and able to get the ball back.
Jasmine Yost made a good play there, got her a throw in. Barry, but again, no support. Grace Richter, another freshman, will come in at the first opportunity for Pierre. Campbell, that's handball, I think. Yep.
Yeah, just kind of ran up her leg, and not much she could do there as she was in the process of running. It's just one of those things that happens.
Intent doesn't enter into it in a call like that.
It does not.
If it hits your hand, it hits your hand. At least most of the time. Except when you're Maradona in the World Cup, apparently. What they call the Hand of God goal. Templeton for Kuipers for Piers. Somebody tries to get something started just a few minutes into the match. Gracelyn Taylor trying to play it ahead. This is Cayenne Beck, number 2. Big wrap on that left thigh of hers. Taylor. Barry. Barry's got some speed. She can break loose down those flanks. They'll depend on her. They'll depend on Davis. They'll depend on Ellie Hughes. But no such chances really have come for either side yet.
No, and you can really see them being deliberate with moving the ball around, not trying to force some of these things to happen, just looking to see what's available to them.
Shelby Spilde, S-P-I-L-D-E, wearing 11 in white for Watertown. Taylor. Templeton trying to lead Barry, but Ryan couldn't quite handle it. Trying to recover. She gained a pure throw-in. That's a nice play by Barry.
All those little things, they can help your team, give them a boost, and see what happens from it.
Alexis Campaign, number 6, one of the Governor's seniors, midfielder, comes in, as does the freshman Grace Richter. She had been waiting there a little longer than Alexis. 9th minute, PILC Soccer Complex with Dave Williams, David Burrell. No score. Girls action between Watertown and Pierre. Next action after today for both Governor teams in Mitchell at Joe Quinto Field on Thursday. And then more home action here on Thursday of next week with the Harrisburg Tigers in town. We'll have both of those matches right here for you in GoGovs Live and the River 92.7 page. Barry. Can Richter control? For a moment she did. And then an upending there will give it to Watertown.
Yeah, she made a great move around the first defender, but the ball was a little too far ahead of her, and her steam kind of, took her a little too hard into the other defender.
The brakes failed there.
Yeah, he did.
Well, no shots on goal for either side, or no shots off goal either. 10th minute now. Richter will try to start something again. Too far for Barry, but Yost recovers. They're onside with Richter. But Sophie Cottis made a good play there to force a throw in. Davis. Templeton trying to handle it, could not. Brianna Sargent tries to start it up. But good play. Riley Campbell took it right away from Campia and then tried for Riley Campbell again, but back was Taylor.
That was a great defensive play to save a possible runaway.
Mm-hmm. And Taylor had to get back there in a blink and did. Barry Well, they know who to mark. Barry is dangerous in the attacking third. Fisher stopped back there by Mahar. Barry trying to start something again. Riley Campbell trying to find Buckley, but Taylor will take it, but then bring a Watertown throw in the offensive end. Substitutions, 36 is Stephanie Lynch, L-E-N-T-S-C-H. She's a freshman for Watertown. As she comes into the match, this is McKenna Blank wearing 26. Had it knocked away. Davis with a little opening for a moment, then two defenders came down. Yost just nudged aside by Hannah Wahlberg, who took a spill for her trouble. Barry wants to find Davis. Good idea, didn't quite make it. She was onside too.
She was. Just too many white jerseys around.
Campea. To the corner, but Watertown will have the throw in. 13th minute, still looking for a first shot, much less a first goal here at the PILC Soccer Complex. No score, Watertown and Pierre. Barry, the official doing a screen. Ooh, nice little play there, and the nutmeg by Beck. But nothing comes of that.
Yeah, too much mustard on that one. Went a little too far away from her to catch up with it.
A Pierre throw-in will lead to another Pierre throw-in from Brianna Sargent. Barry shielded well by Riley Campbell for Watertown. But Barry just as quickly regains it. And there's the first shot of this match. It took nearly 14 minutes.
And that's the difference we've seen in this game. Both teams being deliberate, being smart with the ball, and looking for those openings, and that was a perfect one to take that first shot.
Just to say, hey, we're still here. We know what we want to do. But Watertown doing well in their own third so far, although Pierce had in this end for most of the last 5 minutes.
Yeah, they've done a great job of keeping the play down here and, not forcing anything, getting some opportunities and, keeping the pressure on the Arrows.
Substitution before the throw-in. Campy out, and Camden Kuipers back in for the Governors, one of their captains. Avery Davis for Barry. The ball seems to find Ryan a lot. And does again. And this one is knocked down by Caitlin Hansen. Not a bad chance, but Hansen saw it all the way. So Pierre has the first two shots, but Hansen has stopped them both. Grace Richter for the Govs, who, if I were guessing, I'd say about 75 to 25 possessions so far, but just a couple of shots to show for. Ireland Templeton for Barry, but Richter not able to help out. Lynch not able to handle it, and in another pure throw-in as the Governors bring in another of their seniors. A lot of seniors on this club. This is Reagan Ray. She'll come in for Grace Richter. So Ray, who can play either the defense or the midfield. Looks like she'll play in the midfield here. Into the 17th minute of the PILC soccer complex. In a scoreless game, Pierre's had the only 2 shots so far. Beck wins the battle with Aspen Reynolds and finds Barry. Ray. Maya York, who's into the match, number 15 for Watertown. She's a defender and 8th grader. Held her off well that time. Ray again. Big territorial advantage for Pierre, but nothing out of it just yet. Taylor. Too far for Beck. And back comes Riley Campbell. But Watertown again can't make it any further than midfield as Margaret Maher intercepts. Davis finds Beck, hoping for a cross, hoping for Beck actually, and a little too far for her.
Yeah, after that early kind of feeling out process between the two of the teams, Pierre really has been able to assert themselves and dominate play and keep it in the Watertown zone.
Little rest here for Avery Davis is 23 in green. Caitlin Schatzel, the junior, will come in for Avery. A little bit of a rest. You can imagine it won't be terribly long before Avery, one of their main strikers, is back in there. This is Camden Kuipers, but it'll end up in a Watertown goal kick. Friday night football action from Phil Troutner Stadium, Hollister Field. GoGov's live on the River 92.7 page and on River 92.7 itself. Governors and the Mitchell Colonels at 6:30, and then Saturday night Governor Volleyball, all the same places at 6:30. The home opener at the Riggs High Gym against Aberdeen Central. All right here. You find everything Governors at GoGov's Live and at River 92.7, which is the official voice of the Pierre Governors. Who have Reagan Ray trying to start it off here, but Watertown too far ahead, hoping for Aspen Reynolds, but Jenna Gehring, who has not touched the ball in a while, gets to here. Kuipers sent it too long for Ryan Barry, and it's Riley Campbell instead for Watertown. And Jenna Gehring is able to outrace Stephanie Lynch for that one. Lynch trying to end up with this again. Good recovery there by Jasmine Yost. But it'll still end up in a Watertown throw-in. Kuipers stopping that try and ended up with Ryan Barry, 10 in green. Sent it, but let it too far for Ray, and Watertown will throw it in. Just into the 21st minute. We're just over halfway through the first half, and a little bit of a hydration break here. We are goalless in the 21st minute. Pierre and Watertown. More coming up for you at GoGovsLive.com and at the River 92.7 page at the DRG News app and at DRGNews.com.
It's tough to buy a vehicle nowadays, isn't it? They're so hard to find. At Harry K. Ford of Winter, we will never buy a 2020-21 vehicle and then turn around and ask you, our valued customers, to pay more than what the vehicle cost brand new. Those other guys, they don't do that. Research your options, get a Carfax, and remember, we sell new vehicles way below MSRP because that's just the way we do business. Harry K. Ford of Winter. family, friends, and Fords, always in that order.
Wow, Bill, you're walking so much better. What did you do?
Well, I got so tired of the pain and nearly fell. And one of my friends recommended physical therapy at Winter Physical Therapy. And you know what? My back also stopped hurting.
Huh. So how did you get started?
My doctor wrote me a referral, but that's not always needed. Turns out you always have a choice where you want to go.
So why did you choose Winter Physical Therapy?
I love to support our locally owned small businesses, and quite frankly, they give great personalized care.
Winter Physical Therapy. Exceptional care.
Limestone canyons, flowing waterfalls, and pristine beauty make Spearfish a sanctuary for those seeking the ultimate escape. Outdoor enthusiasts will find top-notch sport climbing, mountain biking, and UTV OHV trails. Guests are steps away from peaceful hiking trails and tranquil streams. Relax and rehash your day's adventure at one of our award-winning local breweries. Finding rest is an important part of any adventure. Lodging in Spearfish comes with a variety of choices, from cabins, B&Bs, and campgrounds to the comforts of your popular brand-name hotels. To find your unique adventure in Spearfish, go to visitspearfish.com now.
The Golden Buffalo Casino at Lower Brule is proud of our area youth for their competitive spirit and participation in the various high school activities. It takes dedication and commitment to be the best you can be. It's all about sportsmanship and not whether you win or lose, but how you play the game. The Golden Buffalo Casino is your winning destination for great food and more ways to win more often. Our youth, our future. We at the Golden Buffalo Casino say thanks for all you do.
Join the team and take on your legacy. Since 1862, the South Dakota Army National Guard has been ready to defend our freedom and our way of life. When our nation calls, we are there to help our friends, neighbors, and communities in the event of forest fires, floods, tornadoes, and severe winter storms right here in South Dakota. Now we want you to write the next chapter in our rich history of the South Dakota Army National Guard. Visit their Facebook and Instagram pages or nationalguard.com/SD.
Just past the midway mark of the first half of hydration break. Different officiating crew, different school of thought. The other crew on the boys' field saying, you guys don't need to take a hydration break.
Just keep playing.
Yeah. But I'd say the hydration break is, you have it above about 70 degrees. It's still a wise thing to do.
Absolutely.
At least it's not 95 or something.
Thankful for that.
You ever play soccer in that hot weather?
Oh, goodness. Yes. Yeah, not a whole lot of fun.
No.
Even if you win, you're just hot, sticky, and wore out.
And you feel like you're half dead.
Exactly.
At the end of the match. And that's something to think about for Dave, as among those who played this sport and that can appreciate that, the miles you have to run. And they can measure those things now. But the miles you have to run during a match.
Would have been interesting to track the miles that I ran.
In the 21st minute, Pierre has had the only two shots so far, both saved by Watertown keeper Caitlin Hansen. Watertown 2-4, Pierre 4-1, trying to rebound after their 4-0 loss at Aberdeen Central, the top-ranked Golden Eagles this past Saturday. Pierre, despite that, still number 5 in the poll. And if you've been following soccer, you're saying there's a poll? Yeah, a coach's poll is brand new this year in South Dakota soccer. There are polls now for both girls and boys in AA and Class A, brand new. But where you decide it's on the field, and that's good. Which is, I talk about this on the air about Pierre now being number 3 in the media poll in 11 AA football and still number 1 in the coaches poll. But just think about it. Before 1981 in this state, there were no more than mythical state champions. 81 was the first year of the football playoffs.
Hard to believe.
It seems like another universe at this point when you think of that. But think of how college football used to be. Then think of what it is now, and I don't know that it's a lot better, but that's a matter of opinion.
Yeah, I tend to agree with you there. This whole playoff thing is, I don't buy into it.
When it's the same teams every year, you kind of lose interest. No, you do lose interest. Grayson Taylor for Pierre. Meanwhile, back at the ranch, as Mike Embrick used to say, it's Brianna Sargent for Pierre. And again, Team's trying to make something work, especially Pierre having into this end a lot, but just with the 2 shots so far, and they do have one of their strikers, Avery Davis, back in, and 1 in green. Lydia Buckley, 14 in white, back in to the Watertown lineup.
And even though there's only been the couple of shots so far, the quality of them, that's what they're looking for. They're patient, they're playing smart, looking for those quality chances.
And there's one right there that just missed for Davis. No sooner were the words out of your mouth than Davis nearly made it 1-0.
Almost put that in the upper corner.
5 for Pierre's Allison Hutchinson, the freshman defender, replacing the senior Reagan Ray. So Avery Davis in the 24th minute comes mighty close to putting the Governors in the lead. One step and right in the clear. Richter takes it away nicely. Davis trying to find Richter again, who led it for Ava Flottmeyer, who just came into the match, but too far, and it'll end in a Watertown goal kick.
Yeah, the girls are really doing a good job of finding the lanes, and they're working their way closer and closer, and just dominating the field of play. It's all been down here on this side of the center stripe.
Ireland Templeton out, Ryan Barry back in for Pierre. Boy, Templeton, the freshman, but one of the captains for the Governors in this match. So that tells you what her teammates think of her. Katie Fisher. 26 is McKenna Blank for Watertown. Pierre's had the only 3 shots so far. Ryan Barry would like to create another, and does, and sends it wide.
And even though, shooting it wide, that was a quality opportunity. She had a good chance, a good look at the goal, and that's all you can ask for.
Caitlin Hansen has not handled the last 2, did the first 2. Nothing she could do about the last 2, but watch one go high and one go wide. Maya York for Watertown. Anna Wahlberg did well to shield off the Governors' Camden Kuipers. Now the freshman Shelby Spilderback into the Watertown lineup. 26th minute of 80 here at the PILC Soccer Complex with Dave Williams, David Burrow. Glad you're with us. Go Govs Live and the River 92.7 page of the DRG News app and at drgnews.com as we bring you online coverage of Pierre Governors soccer, and we are most happy to have you with us. Hutchinson, who just came into the match, is trying to make something happen, and
working hard over there on the far side, able to get a throw in.
Yes. Yost in front. Not quite to Flottmeyer, but Barry regains it. Another long opportunity, and this one Hansen is able to handle. As again, Pierre puts one close to being on target. And Watertown really laying back. They've had nothing close to an opportunity yet. They'd like to change that this time through. As Reynolds tries to catch up, does. Fisher trying to help her out, but no problem there on their first chance. And Jenna Gehring hadn't touched the ball in about 15 minutes. But it's her first save. Restart here for Maya York. Just past Reagan Campbell, and the Governors clear it out. the Pierre Indian Learning Center Soccer Complex. Next action here, again, is a week from Thursday with Harrisburg in town. Girls varsity, by the way, will play first that day, and then the boys. It was the opposite today. Kuiper's trying to send it ahead, but nothing doing. And Shelby Spildo will restart for the Watertown Arrows. Winners of 2, they've dropped 4. Pierre 4 and 1, ranked 5th in the AA Girls Coaches Poll. 29th minute. Shots are 5 for Pierre, 1 for Watertown. And Caitlin Hansen will have a chance to put the boot ahead to it here. Off of Wahlberg, Buckley got turned around, still able to control. But support not there for her. And Yost, the 8th grader, is able to run it down. Off of Spilda last, that'll be an Pierre throw in. As the Governors will bring in, yes, both Cayenne Beck and Ellie Hughes back into the match. Ava Flottmeyer will sit down. So will Allison Hutchinson. Good play. Spilda took it away. But Fisher is stopped. That was really the first good rush for Watertown. But on the counter, it's Richter. Wants to find Davis, but Hansen beats her to it. Barry trying to handle it, does. Now Richter and Pierre can set up. Possibly, yes. Barry again, but deflected from behind by Wahlberg. No, went off the Governors. So it ends up in a Watertown throw-in.
Yeah, that's where you see the good defensive play by the Governors turn right upfield and didn't get a shot on goal, but really pushed the play that way. And they're being a little bit more physical when it comes to those battles one-on-one.
It's all happened really after the water break, hasn't it?
It has.
Yeah.
It has. It's all about that hydration.
I guess so, but yeah, it's really been since then. I thought of it, but you mentioned it. Yeah, the game's become more physical, and that's how this team likes to play. This Pierre team. Barry, collision there. Wahlberg goes to the deck and wondered where the whistle was. But Buckley ends up with it, but too far, and Gehring come out of the box, so she'll have to boot it ahead. Nearly stolen, but Taylor leaves it for Beck. Wanted Davis. Oh, well done there by Elizabeth Olsen. Good play. But right back to Barry, but led Richter too far. 32nd minute. Shots are 5-2 for Pierre, but nobody has hit the back of the net yet. Pierre's had 2 good chances, one from Avery Davis, who just missed the net a little bit high. York finds Fisher. Return can't quite make it. And yeah, they're going to get Taylor for pulling down Katie Fisher. Looked around and said, "Who, me?" And they said, "Yeah, you."
Busted.
Campbell. Reagan Campbell, that is. Mishit by Taylor, but Beck's there to support her. The return from Davis stopped by York. Counter again by Pierre, but Watertown doing better to hold their ground in midfield here. Reagan Campbell, second try, but again, that won't be able to reach Fisher. But you see what Watertown's trying to do here. Again, like their boys, trying to clog the midfield up.
Yeah, they're really doing a good job of getting to the places they need to. It's Pierre's been really active and doing a good job of keeping the ball away as best they can.
Watertown would like some pressure in the attacking end. And they may have it here, but Fisher had it taken away by Sargent.
Yeah, nice job just to punt it out to the corner and let everybody have a chance to get back and get set up.
Out of our sight, but it will be a throw-in and not a corner. Riley Campbell, good work to keep it away from a Pierre defender. The Governors won't let the cross through. It's on the side of the corner flag again, I do believe.
Yeah, that one was close. It almost went over the end line, but just got out just in time.
It is a throw-in instead for Maya York. Beck for Templeton, who's back in, and now for Avery Davis. But York hounds her. York's pretty, or Olsen, that is. She's a pretty good defender, too. York and Olsen are both pretty good defenders for this Watertown team. Reynolds trying to find Lynch. So Watertown starting to assert themselves a little bit more here as about 3.5 minutes here. The play's been in the attacking third for the visitors.
Yeah, putting a bit more pressure on this Governor's defense, who so far has been up to the task.
Regan Campbell. Out for Olsen. But that one intended for Reynolds, but too far, and Pierre will end up with a goal kick. To relieve this pressure a little bit, the first really sustained pressure that Watertown has put on in this match.
Yeah, they weren't able to get a shot on that one, but that's what they've got to do is just keep doing that, putting the pressure on, and those opportunities will come just like the Governors have had.
Sent ahead by Kuipers, but right back out by Elizabeth Olsen. Or I should say this is Kuipers coming in. And Grace Richter right in front of us, right as she came out, is going to have to be tended to. Play continues, however, as Barry tries to handle it for the Govs and does to Templeton. 37th minute. We're under 4 minutes to go in the first half. 40-minute halves. Little push there is called on Maya York to give Pierre the free kick chance with Brianna Sargent. Beck near the touchline. This ought to go Watertown's way, and it does. Reynolds holds off Margaret Maher. But it ends in the feet of Barry again. Maher had to play it back and again into the midfield where several arrows waited. Campbell dealing with a spinner. York for Lynch. Maneuvered past Sargent. Riley Campbell, back to Reagan. And Watertown again, just trying to keep it away from the Governors' flanks. Deny them the chances to make runs up either wing, and most of this match they've done that.
So far, they've done a great job of keeping them in check, yeah.
So go Pierre's way on the throw-in. Now in the 39th minute, just under 2 minutes to go, first half. Ava Flottmeyer, Reagan Ray back into the Governor lineup. Out for Pierre Cayenne, Beck, and Ellie Hughes. Three-all in case you missed it in boys play earlier today. Watertown and Pierre ending in a draw. Ryland Derry's second of the game in the 72nd minute. But Carson Ahart's was just enormous in net for Pierre today, making 10 saves and 4 really, really good ones, or Watertown could have had the upset. Ava Flottmeyer dealing with Spilden, who touched it out for a Pierre throw-in. Right now, 1 minute remaining in the first half. Minute number 40. The cross, that wasn't what Ireland Templeton planned, and it ends in a Watertown goal kick.
Yeah, kicking into the wind isn't real easy, and they just kind of took that one and floated it.
Well, if the scoreline remains the same for the next 30 seconds, you'd have to think Watertown would be very well satisfied. Barry trying to change that, but Davis impeded by Olsen legally. Down to 15 more seconds. We're in the 40th minute. Davis trying to make something happen in these last seconds. Barry had it blocked, regains it. Maybe one more chance. Nope, not now, as Watertown clears it away, and the first half comes to an end. And for the Watertown Arrows, Dave, no score, but again, what they have planned to do is so far what's happened.
Yeah, both teams really have been deliberate in their play, not trying to force anything. The Governors, they've had some good shots, they had some good opportunities, and they're letting them happen as opposed to trying to make them happen. And you just keep at it. One of those is going to make it into the back of the net eventually, you would hope.
Well, the Governors have had their chances, but not able to hit the back of the net yet. So we are at the half in girls action at the PILC Soccer Complex. 0-0, the Watertown Arrows and the Pierre Governors. And more coming up for you on GoGovs Live and at the River 92.7 page at the DRG News app and at drgnews.com.
The Pierre Fire Department has a strong and proud history of volunteering for our community since 1881. We have some great men and women who are serving our community, and we are always looking for more quality volunteers. No experience is necessary, as we provide training locally. If you are looking for the next adventure and an opportunity to serve your community, volunteer today. It's as easy as calling 605-773-7401 to get started.
At Ringneck Energy, their mission is to produce renewable energy that adds value to grain and livestock production, enhances the income of their investor partners, and provide a safe, rewarding work environment. Located at 901 Redwood Avenue in Oneida, South Dakota. Call 605-945-6900 or check ringneckenergy.com. A proud supporter of local schools and wishes all students the best of luck in all their activities during the school year, creating economic opportunities in our community.
Riverview RV Park overlooks Lake Sharp on the Missouri River. They have all the amenities from full hookups, laundry, showers, dog park, play area, and free Wi-Fi. There's no need to drive across the country. When here in central South Dakota, you can find some of the best fishing and the most spectacular sunrises and sunsets. Call us today at 605-280-6266 or reserve your next camping spot online at briggsrvpark.com. Make Riverview RV Park your home away from home experience.
Service Master of Pierre is your go-to service experts for a wide variety of cleaning needs. Since 2003, we have developed the most effective methods and products to service virtually every type of industry. We're known for our exceptional carpet and upholstery cleaning, but did you know we also offer cleaning of all types of flooring, along with providing fire and water restoration, commercial cleaning, janitorial services, and construction cleanup. ServiceMaster of Pierre is a proud sponsor of TF Riggs, Governors, and Lady Govs, as well as Stanley County Buffaloes and Lady Buffs activities.
The Corner Station Convenience Store and the Crossing Pub are both conveniently located on Pleasant Drive in Pierre, South Dakota. At the Corner Station, grab your favorite hot and cold beverages and snacks while filling your vehicle up with Cenex brand gasoline. The Corner Station also features a super tunnel car wash to keep your vehicle sparkling clean. At the Crossing, grab a cold beverage and check out their selection of appetizers while watching the Stanley County Buffaloes and Pierre Governors live on their big screen televisions. Best of luck to all area students from the Corner Station and the Crossing.
Harry K. Ford, your go-to dealer for transparency and the lowest prices. From sales to service, we pride ourselves on transparency and low prices. It's who we are every day. Family, friends, and Fords, in that order.
Graham Tire of Pierre is your premier hometown shop, specializing in tires to fit vehicles, from ATVs to large farm equipment and everything in between. At your tire store next door, you can find a plethora of brand name tires that range from 4 to 10 ply and much more. Our highly skilled technicians can handle brakes, heating, and air conditioning. Call us today at 224-8643 or visit us at grahamtire.com. Graham Tire is a proud sponsor of Pierre and surrounding communities' local activities.
Girls soccer is at halftime at the PILC Soccer Complex. No goals yet. Watertown Arrows and the Pierre Governors back with Big Daddy Dave Williams, David Burrow, and we are very glad to have you with us. Pierre outshot Watertown first half 5-2. Caitlin Hansen in goal for Watertown made 3 saves. Jenna Gehring only had to make 1 in goal for the Governors. Neither team had a corner. Neither team was offside, and not a great deal of chances, but Pierre, Jenna Davis nearly made it Avery Davis, I should say, nearly made it 1-0. That was the best chance of the half. Also, Ryan Barry had another good one, but other than that, Watertown did what they wanted, trying to stop them.
Yeah, they played excellent defense, overall. Kept them away from the goal except for those handful of chances. And I mean that's what you want out of your defense, to give an opportunity to keep them out of the net and to push it forward, but they really didn't get to push it forward a lot. They really didn't get past the mid-stripe a whole lot. They had those couple of shots, but other than that, there really wasn't much there because the Pierre defense, they really asserted themselves and dominated play throughout that first half.
Easy to see how this team did not give up a goal in their first 4 matches.
Absolutely. They're relentless. They're physical when it comes to those one-on-one battles or 2-on-1 battles. They're going to fight for that ball, and you could see that really was the difference. Watertown, not that they didn't put up a fight for it, but it wasn't quite the same level as what Pierre was putting up.
No, not really. And Watertown really with only 1 even close to a rush. They had really just 1 opportunity that Jenna Gehring was able to still stop with no problem. But again, I'll say, if the next 40 minutes go like for the first 40, even though it wouldn't be a result any more than a draw, I think the Arrows would have to come out of here relatively pleased.
Yeah, with the opportunities that the Governors had, they kept them out of the goal. I mean, that's the most you can ask for, because there was a lot more pressure on the Watertown defense than there was on Pierre's. But when there was, a couple of rushes, that really good one, the Pierre defense was there, and they just, sent it right back the other way.
Governor girls at 4-1, trying to make it 5-1. The Governor boys are now at 3-2-1 after a 3-3 draw with Watertown earlier today. Cameron Ahart's really kept it there at 3-all with 10 big saves. Rylan Derry did score his second about 7 minutes from time, but the Governors, they played well, not that they didn't, but credit to Watertown, really played a good match and really played well enough to have their first win.
Yeah, I'm sure the Arrows coach liked what he saw. I mean, everybody knows that the Pierre boys can strike like lightning. I mean, but they played a really good, solid game, from probably that second or third minute into the game through the end of the match. I mean, they really played solid, and they just, frustrated the heck out of the Governors.
And that's what the Arrow girls are trying to do to the Governor girls. We still have 40 minutes of soccer left here at the PILC Soccer Complex. Come back with us. We'll see what happens. It's a goalless draw as the second half comes your way shortly. We'll be back with it. This is Pierre Governors Soccer at Go Govs Live and at the River 92.7 page of the DRG News app and at drgnews.com.
Scott Darnell with Lee Real Estate in Pierre is ready to help you find your dream home. There are 10 things you need to do to buy or sell your home. Number 1, call him at 605-220-2676, and he'll handle the other 9. As your resident realtor on a bike, he will make buying or selling your home feel like a walk in the park, not an Ironman triathlon. Find him on Facebook or email scott@LeeRealEstatePierre.com. Lee Real Estate and Scott are proud sponsors of Central South Dakota Youth Sports and Events broadcast on Live Ticket TV.
We hope you are all enjoying the student productions of your school. Tonight's event and every event produced by your school during the school year are created, filmed, and produced by the students you love to follow and support. Become a booster of your school's live event coverage by becoming a sponsor. It's a great way to show your support of the athletes and students in your community. As a sponsor, you'll get great visibility for your business, organization, or family by supporting the live productions of your school.
John Hoffman Electric is your neighborhood electrical service contractor, and so much more. No job is too big or too small for our team of professionals. We pride ourselves on keeping up with new technologies, such as Aerial, an augmented reality visual tool used to customize and experience a finished space before breaking ground. So whether you're building new or renovating a home, farm, or commercial space, let John Hoffman Electric light the way. John Hoffman is a proud sponsor of all local activities broadcast on Live Ticket TV.
At Jan Bussey Ford & Highmore, they've been building partnerships for life by treating customers right, offering a low-pressure sales process, no haggling over price, passing low overhead savings on, and providing a Ford-certified service department fixing it right the very first time. If you're looking for a new Ford, a quality pre-owned vehicle, a new or used ATV, or a trailer, stop by Jan Bussey Ford & Highmore and experience the difference.
Jan Bussey Ford, building partnerships for life.
Watertown has held the Pierre Governors to just a few chances. No goals for either side as the second half is about to get going here at the PILC Soccer Complex. Pierre at 4-1, coming off that 4-0 loss at Aberdeen Central this past Saturday. Watertown with a record of 2-4. Next for the Governor girls and for the boys too, Mitchell's Colonels at Joe Quintal Field in Mitchell on Thursday. Harrisburg comes to the PILC Soccer Complex a week from Thursday. Pierre in green, Watertown in white. As the second half begins with Ireland Templeton on the ball for the Governors. Off of Cayenne Beck, but then off Watertown's McKenna Blank for a Pierre throw-in. Templeton for Ryan Berry. The offense goes through her. Avery Davis back for her, and then Avery again, but they're hounding Davis. She had the one terrific chance, and she's been a good goal scorer early on in this season. It'll end in another Pierre throw-in, but they're starting in the attacking third.
Yeah, even though Watertown started the half with the ball, right, just like that. We're back in. Watertown's playing defense and playing well, but yeah, it's tough when you're stuck in your end over and over and you're playing most of the time on the defensive side.
But here comes the first corner of the match for either side, and it'll belong to Pierre. Let's see if a set piece can do the job here for the Governors. Not when it goes behind the net.
That does not help.
No.
Gives a little bit of breathing room for the Arrows for the moment. We'll see how long that holds up, though.
And Barry was waiting, Templeton was waiting, and then just couldn't do anything as it went behind the net. Trying to find Riley Campbell was Lydia Buckley. Barry for Camden Kuipers. Pierre back in that attacking third once again. The cross. Hansen couldn't keep a handle on it. Sargent trying to move the attack ahead again. Now Beck. But too far for Kuipers. All Olsen can do, however, is clear it out of play, and Pierre will throw it in again. But Kira Swenson maybe said at halftime, let us see if we can force the issue right away, and it looks like that's what the Governors are trying to do.
Yeah, they've really turned the pressure up. I mean, there's a little bit more of a sense of urgency on this attack than we've seen so far.
They made Hansen have to handle it in a tough chance a while ago. Ireland Templeton, the freshman. Ooh, stopped very well by Katie Fisher. It'll still lead to a Pierre throw-in, but at least Watertown forces that back 10 or 15 more feet. Sent right back in. Good cross, but the angle a little tough for Ellie Hughes. And Watertown will throw it in. Right idea, though.
Yeah, you really have to feel that the Governors think if they can get this first goal with the way their defense has played so far and is still playing, that they can really, that might be enough for them.
But Riley Campbell thinks much differently. For Watertown. Good run. It's a solo effort so far, and Buckley nearly got a foot on that, but Gehring is there.
How about Beck getting in the way of the offensive shot there and giving Gehring a chance to get to the ball and snatch it up?
Great block. The first really good rush on offense for Watertown in the match, and they nearly made it work. Wahlbergs, and taken away by Ryan Barry, but it's too far for Davis.
And that's something we've seen all game. That lead pass, they're trying to get it there, and they're just a little too far on that. They got to kind of dial it back just a little bit.
Went off of Graceland Taylor's foot just a little wrong. 8th grader Maya York throwing it in, but Ryan Barry takes it away. That's Cayenne Beck on the flank. But Elizabeth Olsen beats her to it. No score, but Pierre again trying to put on some pressure in the first few minutes of the second half here at the PILC Soccer Complex. York kept it out. Buckley sent it further. 6th minute, 46th minute, I should say. 6th minute of this second half. Barry for Beck for Kuipers, and Cayenne Beck again. Kuipers at the right side and off the outside of the right post. Good chance, but the angle too tough.
Yeah, they just continue to keep at it, keep that pressure on, and one of these times it's going to work for them.
The setup was good. The angle just too tough. Here, Riley Campbell can't quite catch up to it, and Gehring will take it in. Hannah Wahlberg tried to lead Riley Campbell on the counter, but that one took a bad bounce over Ellie Hughes' head. Sophie Canas. I don't think trying to look cool. I suspect those are prescription shades she wears with the style that is.
And with the way the sun's going down now, definitely will be helpful.
In the corner, Canas is able to bring it out. Still looking for the first goal of the match. Both teams are. Ireland Templeton tries, and on a bounce it came to Hansen. As it turned out, not a problem for Caitlin.
Yeah, she had a pretty good look at that one coming in and just was able to play it easy off the bounce.
Her fourth save, Pierre's seventh shot. Taylor knocked it down. Still it's Taylor. Sargent for Kuipers. Good run by Camden. With those green shoes.
Gotta love those.
Mm-hmm.
I'm kind of jealous, actually.
I know.
I like that color.
Yeah. And they really don't clash with a forest green. Now it comes back to Hansen. Football Friday, Pierre and Mitchell, the home opener at Phil Troutner Stadium at Hollister Field. It's on River 92.7, GoGovs Live, the River 92.7 page at the DRG News app and at drgnews.com. 6:30 on Friday with Brian Oakland. Then Saturday night, Brian will bring you Governor Volleyball from the Riggs High Gym, the home opener. Aberdeen Central, the opponent. That's 6:30 on Saturday as the Govs try for a 4-0 start. Football, of course, beaten by that superb Harrisburg team last week. Sent in front, but now cleared out.
Another great job by the defense of Watertown. They've come up when they've needed to. But the Governors, they just keep pushing and keeping that pressure on.
One freshman for another. Grace Richter in as Ireland Templeton has a rest. Yeah, very patient game being played by these Watertown Arrows.
Mm-hmm.
And one really good rush as they almost grabbed the lead against the run of play, as the soccer fans like to say in this second half, but we're still in a goalless draw. Sargent had it intercepted, and are there numbers here? Well, there were for a moment, but then Richter came back for Pierre. Olsen, who will win this race? It'll be Jenna Gehring, who will just boot it out of place safely for a throw-in. In the 10th minute of this second half, and the 50th minute of the match, still no score, Watertown and Pierre. Sophie Canis with trying to put in a cross, but it didn't cross.
No, the wind kind of caught that one as it got up there, and didn't do what she was wanting it to do.
Can't blame Sophie for that, though. That is right into the teeth of the wind, and it was right in the middle of a gust. Shelby Spilda back in. McKenna Blank is out for Watertown. To Jasmine Yost, the 8th grader on the wing, but it's Katie Fisher able to take it away and then hold Yost off. York. Another 8th grader. Blank is an 8th grader. York is an 8th grader. And a little bit too much on that push will give Watertown a free kick.
And another test for the Pierre defense so far. They've been holding strong.
Hannah Wahlberg, the senior, will start it off here. Into a crowd. Oh, it ended up with first Riley Campbell, and then right in the middle of the box, Katie Fisher, but sent it high.
Yeah, I don't think she got a good shot like she was planning on. It kind of hit the outside of her foot, and that's why it got sent wide. I think she would have had a better opportunity if she was able to get the shot she was hoping for.
Just the third shot for Watertown. And another distribution, this time to the right wing. Pierre backed up a little bit for the last couple of minutes, but trying to attack again. Barry just holding off the Watertown player right there. for Davis, but knocked down by Canas, and Davis might have been offside anyway, but they'll let play go on. Mahar. Beck. Davis has some space, did for a moment, but Avery got stopped. Again, well done.
Yeah, quick double team there by the Arrows, which just flustered her, and they stole the ball away.
Graceland Taylor tries to start something again for the Govs. Around one defender, but not the second. Katie Fisher stepped right in front of Barry for a moment, but look who's there. It's Barry. Wanted it for Davis, but sent it just too far, off of the shoulder of Yost. But Jasmine's able to regain it. Knocked down, but play goes on. And it'll end in a Pierre throw right in front of us, right near the midfield stripe. As you see substitutes coming in. 22 is Natalie Flottmeyer, the 8th grader for Pierre, and Stephanie Lynch, the freshman, back in for Watertown. Many young players in this match, but a lot of seniors too. Here's one of them, Avery Davis. Solo rush, and
again, just as she was getting ready to take her shot, it just kind of took a funky bounce off the turf and not the shot she was wanting.
She saw Richter up ahead too and hoped it would make her, but didn't quite have all of the speed that she wanted to build up and couldn't put a lot behind it. Yost with a throw in for the other 8th grader, Flottmeyer. Then off Mahar. And Watertown quickly restarts, and it finds Riley Campbell off the throw from York. Oh, but coming back smartly is Graceland Taylor to stop that chance.
That Governor defense stepping up again.
54th minute. Ooh, and Natalie Flottmeyer intended to bring it ahead, but instead went out. And Maya York, let's see if another effective throw-in happens. Nope, this one's too far. It was Yost, and then it was off Riley Campbell. The shots are 7 for Pierre, 3 for Watertown. No goals, as you see, here at the PILC Soccer Complex. We're in the 55th minute of 80. Natalie Flottmeyer had it knocked down by Maya York. Taylor out racing Riley Campbell, who's been dangerous here lately, from Pierre's point of view anyway, for Watertown. For Lynch in the corner, but out. But it is a Watertown throw-in. Little bump there, but Ava Flottmeyer comes out of there with it for Natalie Flottmeyer. Tangle, but a good job to keep possession of the ball there, and not an easy run, and just sent it toward net. But showed some skills there. The ball was kind of caught up in the top of her foot, and Natalie was still able to handle it.
Yeah, did a good job, fought off a couple of defenders, hung onto the ball, and moved it forward.
Several Pierre substitutes waiting to come in, not yet. Instead, Riley Campbell near the box, had it denied by Graceland Taylor. But it stays in play for Stephanie Lynch. But sliding to break that up is Yost. But Watertown, again, trying to force the Pierre defense into doing something they don't want to do. But so far, it hasn't happened that way.
No, I mean, in the breaks that we've seen, a lot of times it's been the Governors just trying to make a play on the ball and missing, in Watertown scooting around and getting that play.
Now these subs will come in. They are Reagan Ray, Camden Kuipers, Ryan Berry, and Ireland Templeton. 57th minute. Earlier in boys action, in case you weren't with us, Watertown and Pierre in a most entertaining match. It ended in a 3-all draw. Ryland Dairy's second of the game, about 8 minutes from time, saved the point for the Governors, as did the 10 saves in goal of Carson Aharts. Here restarts, not far from the midway mark of the second half. Little run here for Richter. Grace extends nicely and finds Barry before Watertown knocked it out of play, and this will give Ava Flottmeyer a chance to return to the Pierre lineup. For Cayenne Beck, but you would imagine we'll see her again before this match ends. Still over 20 minutes to go, over 23 minutes to go.
Yeah, she made that really important block down on the defensive zone to help Gehring out.
Or it would be, there's no doubt, it would be Watertown in the lead right now. If not for that play, that's the saver so far for the Governors. The clearly best offensive opportunity that Watertown has had in this match. But, as you say, the block, so it didn't even count for a shot. Barry for Flottmeyer, the intention for Flottmeyer anyway, but it's a Watertown goal kick instead.
Yeah, ran out of real estate. Saw a good opportunity there, just not enough room to do it.
A very measured, patient game by the Watertown Arrows, and the Pierre Governors aren't playing badly by any means. They're playing well, but the chances they have had were either high or wide or denied. But it's a match where both teams have really played pretty good soccer in their own ways that they've needed to do in trying to win, and this one is in.
Talk about a rainbow goal. My goodness.
Camden Kuipers, that absolutely came out of no place.
Yeah, it did not look like it was going to be anywhere near, either high or wide, and there you go. How about that?
Wow. Well, they happen that way sometimes. In the 60th minute, right before the hydration break, Camden Kuipers puts Pierre in front. It's 1-0 over Watertown, and this is Governors Soccer at GoGovs Live and at the River 92.7 page of the DRG News app and at drgnews.com.
Same as last week. Same as last week, we hate to say it, but it happens every year. Daylight is shrinking. With the fall harvest coming, now is the time to update your older tractor's lights to new, brighter, and safer LED lights and save 8% this week at Grossenberg Implement. Don't feel comfortable with wiring those new lights up? Book an appointment with their service staff. Grossenberg's service department are trained to handle these jobs. Call any of their 8 locations this week and save 8% on all tractor lights only at Grossenberg Implement.
If you're hunting for a great deal on your next ride, get into Gateway Ford Lincoln Toyota in Pierre. We're locked and loaded on all of our new and used inventory, like this 2018 Toyota Highlander, only $28,495. Looking for low price reliability? Try a 2011 Honda Accord for only $6,995. Who wants a loaded up truck? We have a 2014 Chevy Silverado 1500 LTZ for only $17,995. Get to Gateway Ford Lincoln Toyota in Pierre, 518 East Sioux Avenue. Call 605-224-7378 and visit GatewayFLT.com.
Well, forgive me, please. Cameron Kuipers, I think, thought she scored. I thought she scored, but she didn't.
It was one of the, the angle we're at, it was kind of odd. It looked like it was going to go up or wide, and then it looked like it was in, but yeah, it was wide.
Just a little.
Not much, but boy, oh boy.
So that's why you still see the score line you do on your screen, a goalless draw. He is Dave Williams, the Big Daddy. I'm David Burrell. Thank you for joining us at the River 92.7 page of the DRG News app and at drgnews.com, and GoGovs Live. It's where you see Governor action all season long. Oh, this is left for Davis. Nearly had a chance there. Sophie Canas just back there to stop that chance as Pierre tries to put the pressure on again, but Oksana Mucho-Kanaus, who just came into the match for the first time, a little too aggressive with that tackle.
Yeah, really, they had some good chances there, just couldn't get them to work out just quite right. And they keep that pressure, though, but here come the arrows again.
Riley Campbell, who's been someone to deal with in the second half. It leads for Buckley. But right there is Jenna Gehring.
Yeah, the defense was set up really well. Even though she was able to get that shot, Gehring really had a good look at what was coming at her and the angle that the shooter had.
Right idea. Boy, Riley Campbell's been good in this second half in the attacking third. For Watertown, this one's way offside.
Yeah, no doubt about that one. They were trying to catch him off guard, but yeah, you were a little too far on that side.
That's what they call the offside trap, don't they?
Exactly.
Mm-hmm. And because the Governors saw that both Riley Campbell and Stephanie Lentz were just standing there, and they knew immediately, back up.
Yep, move the other way.
That's right. Jasmine Yost. Pierre still looking for the lead. Watertown trying to hold the Governors off, but as we say, a good chance there, a couple of very good chances for them. This one's still very much in the balance now in the second half of the second half. Kuipers leads to a Watertown throw-in. A little breezy, but otherwise a pleasant evening. Temperature in the upper 70s on this last day of August here at the PILC Soccer Complex. Both Governor teams in soccer go to Mitchell on Thursday. Games at Joe Quintal Field. We'll be back here a week from Thursday, September 9th, with the Harrisburg Tigers in town here on GoGovs Live and at the River 92.7 page. Oksana Mucho-Kanaus for Ryan Barry. Barry trying to stick with it. And does. Flottmeyer! It went off Hansen.
Oh. She had to corral that first shot in quick because, my goodness, Davis was right there. Avery was ready to pounce.
Mm-hmm. Hansen's fifth save was a pretty important one there for Watertown. Here comes Davis again, and Hansen has to boot it out. But Barry's there. Look out now. Ryan Barry with the chance. Saved by Canas.
My goodness.
Whoa!
It's a good thing she was there. Otherwise, the Governors, they'd have had a goal. That was a wide open opportunity until she got there.
And now Gracelyn Taylor and Grace Richter and Cayenne Beck come back in for Pierre. Katie Fisher, McKenna Blank, both back in for Watertown. But two really good chances for the Governors as they try to break this goalless draw.
Yeah, they just keep pushing and pushing, and you almost feel that one of these times it's finally going to happen.
Maybe off their second corner, we'll see. Over Hansen, and wide. Went off Davis the wrong way off the header. Beck controls, however. Oh, but just missed. Davis trying to turn around in front is Richter.
And there it is.
There it is. Grace Richter. Maybe not how they drew it up, but sometimes it doesn't happen how you draw it up. But Grace Richter is there, and the freshman has put the Governors in front.
Yeah, they just kept pressing and pressing and pressing, getting all these opportunities. And, eventually you're going to find a little hole. Like you said, probably not what was drawn up, but you'll take what you can get in a game like this.
In the 64th minute, Pierre breaks through on their 10th shot. The two chances they'd had just before that, they thought they had set up Davis just about 8 seconds before the freshman Grace Richter did score, and it's 1-0 for Pierre. Now things change for Watertown. Now they they're going to have to take some chances offensively.
Yeah, they've had some good opportunities, and now they just, they can still play deliberate, but when they get the ball in the offensive zone, that's when you really want to make that switch and push it a bit.
Yep, and we have seen that Riley Campbell can do that in this second half. And Watertown will want to see more of that in these last 15 minutes. But Pierre in front, looking for win number 5. They're 4-1. Having fallen at Aberdeen Central last Saturday 4-0 after they had not been scored upon in their first 4 games. The Governors starting 4-0. That loss. But now they've broken on top here, and there is the aforementioned Riley Campbell trying to save it but can't. It's a Pierre throw in instead. And not taking away from Pierre. Yeah, they're a good team, but proof that in soccer, you played this game, Dave, sometimes you got to have a break or two to score.
Yeah, you take it where you can get it. If you get a lucky goal, you're not going to say, no, we're not going to take this one. We'll take it and build on that.
Richter, the goal scorer, wants to find Davis, finds Elizabeth Olsen instead, who just taps it out of play. Allie Hughes will come in for the Governors. For Ava Flottmeyer, so another striker is here. And the Governors have got to be thinking, and putting Hughes back in goes to this thinking, a second one wouldn't hurt from their point of view.
Oh, yeah, it's always nice to have a little bit of insurance in the way the defense have played. Adding that would definitely make it, ease their mind a little bit, but you still can't sit back on it.
Nope. This ends up in a Watertown throw-in, so there's still time for the Arrows. We're in the 67th minute, so just over 13 and a half minutes to play. But instead, Pierre controlling at least with the first pass by Oksana Muchelkanos. And it'll end up in a Governor throw-in the attacking third. Grace Richter, the goal scorer, the freshman. 1-0 Pierre. Ryan Berry, who's been on the ball a lot today. This one just a little bit too far and at a tough angle for Cayenne Beck, so it'll be a Watertown goal kick.
She sure tried to keep that one in, but yeah, it just wasn't in the cards there.
Reagan Campbell will try to start it off. Led too far for Aspen Reynolds, who's still battling for it. Sargent dropping back, not playing it because she knew it would be a pure goal kick if she didn't.
Yeah, you got to love Garing's play. Even though she's not involved in the play, she is making sure she's got the best angle that she has should somebody break in and take a shot.
Yep. Well, keeper is, not that any other position isn't tough in soccer, but stay in the game sometimes. And you just said it. There is a clue of how clued she is into the game, even though she may not be handling the ball a lot. It's not just, here comes the ball, I've got to stop it. You've got to know where they're coming from.
Absolutely. Not just sitting back in your goal waiting for it to come to you. She comes out and makes sure she's ready.
We'll have a new ball for a Pierre throw-in as they look to improve on a 1-0 lead. We're nearing the last 10 minutes of this one at the PILC Soccer Complex. A few chances for Pierre early. Watertown and a couple of good ones, but it was Grace Richter in the 64th minute who has broken the seal. On a very tightly played match otherwise. Both ways, a chance here. And Riley Campbell, nope, she's offside.
Way offside, yeah. She had a couple of strides on the defenders there.
We don't have VAR at this level, and it wouldn't have been needed there.
No, that one was pretty obvious.
Fisher for Lydia Buckley. Watertown now down a goal. And they'll just bring this back to Hanson. And the junior Caitlin will send it ahead. There's still time for Watertown. A good, patient match by this team, but Pierre finally did break through. York couldn't reach that, so it's a Governor throw-in for Oksana Muchelkanaus. And it's Barry. Now it's Buckley, but now it's Maher. Margaret, that's well done there to keep Katie Fisher away.
Yeah, she worked hard for that one and was able to let Katie kick it out and keep the ball.
And bring the Pierre throw-in near the attacking third. Little things like that are how you win games.
Most definitely. It's those little things that you do here and there over the course of a game. That's what adds up and makes the difference.
Camden Kuipers, Aiden Green. Ireland Templeton, 14. Ryan Berry out. Grace Richter out. You would imagine not for a great deal of time, but a little bit of rest. They want to find Riley Campbell again, but it's instead Gracelyn Taylor to bring it back to the keeper, Jenna Gehring, who's had to make just a couple of saves in this match. One pretty tough one, though. Muchelkanaus. Reagan Campbell picked it off. Fisher. Good effort by the 8th grader Maya York to try to control, but she could not. Minute 72 at the PILC Soccer Complex with Dave Williams, David Burrell, Pierre trying to hang on, leading a gritty Watertown team 1-0 on a goal by Grace Richter in the 64th minute. Ellie Hughes. Again, a second would be just fine for Pierre, and Hughes tries for it. In front, Davis is there and again sent it high. Davis could have a hat trick.
Those are the ones that haunt you. They really do. I mean, it was right there on a silver platter for her.
Yeah, because Caitlin Hanson still wasn't sure where she was going to go with that. It was like being a keeper in a penalty kick.
Yeah, that is not a fun feeling.
Davis again. But York knocked it down. Single digits in minutes remaining at the Pierre Indian Learning Center Soccer Complex. Pierre Governors in girls play trying to improve to 5-1. Their lead is thanks to a Grace Richter goal. Jasmine Yost, the 8th grader. Sent ahead, but nobody near it. Hughes wasn't near it on that right flank. Muchelkanaus, who has been steady in the midfield since Oksana came in. This one over the head of Beck. And And Watertown will restart after Grace Richter comes back in, or at least is ready to come back in. You have to be signaled, of course, to come back in. But you have to wait until you are. Fisher with Maher. Margaret won that race, and it ended up in a Pierre throw-in.
Yeah, again, getting good position on Fisher. That's what led to the Governors keeping the ball. She just really put herself right in the way, and all Katie could do is kick it out.
Richter for Beck for Pierre. And another throw-in. As the time keeps ticking down. Pierre, can't say they're holding on to a 1-0 lead, but they do have it. Not playing at all sitting back. That's not their nature anyway. Wahlberg. But instead it's Templeton. And just sent deep.
Yeah, the way that the Governors are playing, you wouldn't know that there is a 1-0 lead. They're just continuing to push and dominating play at this end of the field.
Ooh, and nearly Ellie Hughes had a gift. But Hansen was there. Yost as they press again. Which, makes sense. You don't let the other team have the ball, it's going to be hard for them to have that equalizer.
Absolutely. They're doing a great job of just pressuring and pressuring. And we've seen this, from the get-go. They really have just gone after them.
Canas. York, Mucho Canals, the senior, stepped right in front of the 8th grader. But Canas clears it out. Only as far as Taylor, however. A little control, bound by Fisher. Control that Watertown needs, down a goal in the 76th minute. Just under 4.5 minutes to play. Watertown gains a throw-in. Time is any one of these chances. The time's now, they have to say. Buckley finds Fisher. Sent a little wide. But Fisher will still have control. And into the box, but she was offside.
Yeah, those are the opportunities you can't waste. They haven't had a whole lot of them. And unfortunately for them, they couldn't cash in, and the offside bit them.
Into the 77th minute, just over 3.5 minutes to play. Pier 1, Watertown 0. Templeton. York tried to send it ahead. Mucho Canals just puts it out of play, but Watertown right in front of their bench with a restart. But right to Templeton, but right to York. Wahlberg. Taylor couldn't clear. Wahlberg tries again. Now Reagan Campbell. But again, Gehring able to play it with her feet. 78th minute, just under 3 minutes to play. Pier 1, Watertown 0 at the PILC Soccer Complex as the 5th-ranked Governors look to improve to 5-1. Taylor. Well, that play too aggressive ends in a Watertown free kick. So here, again, anytime you get a set piece when you need a goal, you've got to feel, hey, here's our chance. Four defenders trying to break ahead, and it went just wide.
Boy, oh boy. Escaped that one. That was a great just lob in there off the foot, and it almost caught the inside of the goal.
Riley Campbell thought it had. But instead it's a Pierre goal kick. Only the 5th shot for Watertown, and it was, 3 of the shots they've had have been really great chances. The few opportunities they've had, they've done very well. 79th minute now, just under 2 minutes to play. Grace Richter's goal in the 64th has Pierre up 1-0. Gehring, that went right to a arrow and then right back to her, and then she said to Lydia Buckley, "You don't belong in here."
Yeah, this is my box. Get out.
50-50 taken by Templeton, importantly. And Hanson knew she had to handle that, or it would have been a goal kick, but she did so outside the box. Yep.
Yes. Just outside the box and handled it.
Although the arrows, as you may hear, don't agree, but it'll end up in the free kick. Barry couldn't quite handle it. Templeton to Taylor. Pierre trying to hang on, but trying to attack still for a second. Nearing the last minute. In the last minute. In fact, only 20 seconds to play. As a chance comes here. Reynolds. Now Campbell. Reynolds again. Didn't get a whole lot on it. And that may have been, in fact, it probably will be the last opportunity for Watertown as it ticks down to 5 seconds. And the Pierre Governors, they kept pressing, but they held off a pretty brave and stubborn Watertown Arrow team, and they hold on for a 1-0 win on the Grace Richter goal. But really, a well-played game by both sides.
Yeah, Watertown gave Pierre all they could handle pretty much all game long. They had that, initial feeling out process in the first half there for a few minutes, and then from there the Governors just really took control. A lot of the play was in the offensive end for them. They were patient, looking for those opportunities. Didn't come in the first half, but they didn't, try to press too hard. You saw a little bit of a different, team when they came out in the second half. They were really ready to go get that goal, and they just kept pushing and pushing, not forcing, but pushing, and finally it broke for them. It was one of those not planned, kind of a, oops, what happened there, but we'll take it kind of goal.
Grace Richter certainly will.
Yes.
Mr. Brozick, thank you. Mr. Dave Williams, thank you. We're looking forward to a week from Thursday, and we'll do it again.
Absolutely.
Boys' final was Watertown 3, Pierre 3. The girls' final is Pierre 1, Watertown 0. For Dave Williams, David Burrell, thank you for joining us for Pierre Governors Soccer at GoGovs Live and at the River 92.7 page, at the DRG News app, and at drgnews.com. Good night from the capital city.